Thanks, Jason. No,
We're live!
it was fine.
Happy Tuesday, where we just decided that Vicious Mockery is just a Canadian improv actor with Wolverine claws. This is Delve Requisite, and it is Tuesday here on Proficiency Bonus.
Your face is on the thing. Oh, we're live.
What? God, we've been doing this for so many years, and we can't.
We made it 12 seconds
incapable of getting our shit together for the 45 seconds I need to do the intro stuff before we can start playing D&D.
Yeah, we're coming up on what, 4 years now?
Right. I'm going back to my shame mushroom so you finish this up.
Too many years. Oh God. Anyway, it is Tuesday. It is Delve Requisite. This is Proficiency Bonus. We are here with the Fool's Errant. Curtis is here with us, though he's currently getting groceries, so his camera's blacked out. He'll be back in a second.
Getting them delivered. He didn't just be like, "Oh, stream time to go to the store."
that's like the final form of Jason having to pee the second we need to go live. He's like, "Oh crap! I
steal my thing.
I just have to go get a quick entire thing of groceries. I'll be back
Jason
in
is going out
45 minutes to an hour and a half."
And he was never.
We're about to go
again.
live. Quick to the shop, right?
All right. Before
Somebody
we
help
begin,
me.
let me get a couple of quick announcements out of the way for some sponsorships and some other stuff. As always, thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. Little Dragon Corp is a Canadian-based dice company. They sell tabletop RPG polyhedral dice. If you check them out by typing !Little Dragon in the chat during tonight's stream, you can see all the fine wares that they have for sale. And if you decide you want to buy something, get yourself a little dice treat, a little new set of dice. You deserve it. And if you do, you can get them for slightly cheaper by using our code bonus at checkout for 15% off your order.
Do you want an obscenely large D6? Little Dragon Core.
There you go. Purveyors of obscenely large D6s. And other things. Cardboard Castle Games, you can get a link to their website by typing !CCG in the chat during the stream at any point tonight. They are a brick and mortar tabletop RPG and comic store located in Evans, Georgia. If you are not located in Evans, Georgia, fear not. They have a robust online website where you can fulfill all of your nerdy shopping needs. And one final special announcement, one that actually has ad copy that I have to read. Ooh. Proficiency Bonus is participating in GaryCon 15 this year. You'll notice above my head on our overlay here, we have some GaryCon logos. We are officially in the March to GaryCon. GaryCon 15, the official dates of the convention are March 23rd to 26th at the Grand Geneva Resort in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. If you can't make it to the convention in person, you can pick up a virtual badge and sign up to participate virtually. Type !GaryCon in our Twitch chat to get a quick link to the virtual GaryCon site, where you can register and begin signing up for games. Plenty of virtual games are available. Digital swag also! There's multiple exclamations after that, indicating that it's very exciting. Gax Pack with DM Jason Charles Miller will be streamed live on the GaryCon Twitch channel Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, in case you didn't know how time zones work, on March 5th, 12th, and 19th. Proficiency Bonus will have a featured stream during GaryCon 15 on the official GaryCon. That might be a typo, because first they said GaryCon and now they said GaryCon. The GaryCon Twitch. Saturday,
Only close friends can call it GaryCon.
March 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll make plans to come hang out with us during the convention. Thank you, Gary.
A possible special guest.
And who's the possible special guest? Is it Batman?
I wish.
Yes.
Probably not.
No, Proficiency Bonus has a special guest lineup.
I think
we're allowed to say
technically
that.
we're the special guest because our person who is joining us is way more legit than we are. No, I guess that makes them the special guest. I don't know, but we're part of their thing,
We're
so
a
who
group
knows?
of idiots who know each other. They don't know us. They're the guests.
I guess that's true. It's like, although they sort of work alongside the Gary Con stuff. So it's really like we invited ourselves to their house and then treated them like they were the guests the whole time.
Yeah, we're that guy that showed up at the party. Say, oh, I know so and so, and we didn't leave.
Oh, can we offer you a drink? Please sit anywhere. Feel free. Take your shoes off. They're like, this is my living room. What are you doing? Oh, goodness. Okay, so that's all of our...
Ma'am, please don't pet my dog, ma'am.
I guess I'll have to leave then.
You can
Okay.
pet the dog.
Well, that's it for announcements. So let's jump... Chat just confused me. Let's jump into the game tonight. I was hoping Curtis would be back from his groceries by recap time, because he wasn't here last time and could probably use it, but he'll figure it out. You all are in the Estelgath, currently a prison in the Ignean Empire, which turns out to have a sort of an extra-planar component to its nature. You have entered into the shadowy realm where the Estelgath resides in order to rescue former mentor of Zintris and former general of the Brotherhood of Artanis turned traitor to them in order to get information. You have entered with Rana and Rogers, some longtime acquaintance / rivals of yours, because Rana apparently is the only one ever to escape from the Estelgath and has a connection to the goings-on inside it. Here you have learned that another general of Artanis, the legendary longtime villain of our campaign, Pendragon, apparently resides here conducting twisted dark experiments. When last we left you guys, you had created a diversion. Walter had riled up a group of Oblivionite cultists and kickstarted a sort of not prison riot so much as a prison kerfuffle, as it was quickly quelled by the wardens of this facility, a bunch of mutated, monstrous demi-humans created by Pendragon, who have laser faces and cast disintegration beams out of their crystallized, mutated heads. In that chaos, you guys slipped up into the observatory at the very top of the Estelgath spire to the chambers and laboratory of Pendragon, where he conducts his twisted experiments on hapless prisoners. You entered into the main chamber, which I will shrink myself down so you guys can see. I do have Tabletop Sim up, by the by. If anybody wants to jump into it, you can. But you enter into... Zip down to the corner here. You enter into a... What?
Is in Tabletop Sim?
I'm in Tabletop Sim. You enter into this large chamber, the top platform of the observatory. Above you is the shattered, glassless observatory dome. In the center of the room, there's that large hexagonal opening in the floor, which leads to some sort of a central shaft that leads down to the base of the observatory tower that you had like spiraled around on your way up here. Across this chamber, on a like a sort of a little balcony platform overlooking this area, is the individual you presume must be Pendragon. He appears to be an elf, though he is monochromatic and colorless, with pale gray skin, white hair, and white eyes that you have been informed is what happens to people who like stay in this place for a very long time. He has been transformed into something called a Shadar. He stands at the top of the this little balcony where you guys like come into his laboratory workspace, looking at you guys as you enter, and he says, I expected that this would be a visit I would be paid sooner or later. He turns towards Lady Viren, and he says, "It is precisely as Artemis said it would be. Putting you here led our friends, the fools, directly to us, Grain. You have played your part admirably." And she just goes. She goes.
Yeah, if we had known you were here, we would have come anyway, her or not.
You hear like the commotion from down outside the observatory, and he says, "Yes, I see. A rather audacious way to make your entrance." He looks over the group of you. "I must say, though, I am rather interested in your group. You could simply have announced your presence. I would have been happy to speak with you."
I think you would have been disappointed if we'd just asked.
He, perhaps, but in any event, you are here now. He gestures his hands wide, and he says, "Welcome to my abode. I had not the forewarning that you would be coming now. I would have tidied up a little better. You will have to excuse the mess."
Is there like viscera on the floor or like?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is there
There's, like-
any of those creatures in the room?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, we're looking for creatures and people.
Yeah, I want to see what else is in here. Perception.
Yes.
Well, glad I didn't.
18.
Oh, an 18. You do not see any of those creatures in the immediate vicinity in this chamber, but there are like quite a lot of like doorways and alcoves and little like areas that like any number of things could be like lurking in. In the chamber itself, you see like the floors and like stone like tables and things like that, all kind of arrayed here, are all like deeply stained with like years and years of what you figure to be like fluids and blood and viscera and like other unknown alchemical substances. There are a number of like what look very much like operating tables in here. You do not currently see any like bodies or anything like that in here. There's no like half transformed prisoners, anything like that in here. But there is very little doubt as to what the function of this space is, surrounding this like central pit in this chamber. He says, "Well, you have come all of this way. I imagine you want information, yes? Or is it simply you have come here to fight and to try to kill me?"
Well, we'd like information. Most of all, why? Why here?
That is a very broad question. And I, for one, don't particularly feel this conversation is best suited shouted across the chamber. Please, if you are to be my guests, let us get comfortable. And he like turns away from this balcony and like walks back this way, and he like kind of goes out of your sight. Anyway, doing anything in like the moment here while he's like out of your sight?
Disintegrate. Just kidding.
Can I get a? I'm sorry. I'm really apologize to everybody, not only my teammates but also the audience. Can I get a real quick recap of where we are?
Super quick recap. You are in the top of the rewind. You went into the Estelgath.
Yes.
Inside the Estelgath, you like went into like the shadowy Nega realm where the actual Estelgath is.
Yes.
You met up with Lady Viren, who was the former general of Artanis.
Yes.
That Zintrus knew. You got some equipment for yourselves by making a deal with one of the factions here inside the Estelgath. Then created a diversion to get yourselves in here. You are now on the top of the observatory at the top of the Estelgath, where you know Pendragon's lab to be. You came in here ready to like fucking throw down, and he basically came out and has like invited you to like sit and have a chat a while with him. He's extremely like casual about this whole encounter.
All right. Got it. Now up to speed. Thank you.
Okay. What I would like to do is I would like to get a look. I would like immediately turn to Rana once he goes out of sight and like see like what her reaction to him acting like this is.
She is kind of to the back of the group. Rogers is like standing quite close to her, like kind of protectively. She is like staring transfixed at the spot on that little balcony, like where he was and where he walked away from. And you see that like her like fingers are like clenching and unclenching and clenching and unclenching.
Can I put just like a soft I guess standing next to Rogers and Rana, like can I just put a soft hand like kind of on her back, like not stopping her if she's planning on doing anything, but more being like, hey, we're here, like I get you, like I get it.
Okay, yeah, you do that. She doesn't like react necessarily to this, but you do sort of like you definitely sense you sense a very slight like shift in the way that she is like holding her weight, that tells you like she sort of like registered the like, you know, the touch of support.
Yeah. Okay.
So see that happen. While he's AFK, I would like to like also check out that spire of mystery fluid going onto the sky. Not fluid, light.
Okay, that there's sort of like there's like a little trickle of it coming up from this hole in the center. So are you like going and looking?
Yep.
Okay. As you, Walter, walk up to the edge and look down, make me a perception check.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Make a sanity check. Perception, you said?
Perception.
Ooh, 15.
15. That shaft like looms down into the darkness. You can see that there are like hundreds of alcoves all along the inside of this shaft going all the way down that are maybe a foot wide by a foot high. Inside those alcoves, you see like a faint like murky illumination, which seems to be the source of this, let's call it mist for the terminology. It's light, but it's slightly more solid than light, so we'll use the term mist for now since that's easy. Seems to be sort of like eking out of all of these alcoves and like accumulating into this like stream that is then like floating up towards the ceiling. As you look across from you, so you can get a look into one of the alcoves, you see the source of this light, and you realize every single one of these hundreds and hundreds of alcoves has a very familiar glowing lantern in it.
Ooh.
And Pendragon comes out of a door down here on this level, and he moves over and he begins to like clear a few things away from a table here. He sees as you're like standing over there. He says, "Ah, yes, the lanterns. This would not be your first encounter with one of them, would it?"
No, I just, wonder what they were doing.
He says, "Come then, let us have a discussion." And he gestures to like the table or that he's standing near.
Baylor will walk over.
Yeah, I'll go sit down. If there's
no chairs. It's one of these like operating tables that's been like cleared. So he's just standing like at one side of it, and he's like gesturing for you guys to come stand around it.
All right. Morning stand-up meeting it is. Let's go over to the stand-up zone.
I'm gonna go stand over there, but I'm gonna hang a bit back from the crowd. I want to be able to keep my eyes on him, and I don't want to be too close to him.
That's fine. Rana is gonna kind of stick back over here as well. Rogers will hang out with her. I'm short a miniature.
Oh damn, he's short a miniature.
Lady Viren is here as well, but I don't have a miniature for her at the moment. I lost it somewhere.
Am I supposed to be looking at something right now?
I have tabletop sim up, so you can get into that if you want.
Damn. See,
Or you can look at.
You were. I forgot you weren't at your computer when I announced that.
I'm just
Yeah.
not prepared. No, I can't look at the stream. But yeah, let me open up Tabletop Simulator.
Okay, so you guys kind of move to this table. Everybody sort of keeps their, keeping their distance a little bit, from him. As you get closer to him, you see that he's pretty like slender. In nature, he in addition to like the sort of like sallow grayness of the Shadar transformation that he's had, he looks a little like he's a little translucent almost. Like you can see the like blood pumping through the veins in his like in his neck and from like the in the backs of his hands beneath his sleeves.
As a native of the Ignean Empire, I'm pretty sure his interest would be able to pick up on this as well. Denotes a very old elf.
You get the sense that he's probably pretty old.
Like a fish man.
The nature of this this like weird semi-translucent sallowness though is not necessarily an indicator of like advanced age so much as it is an indicator that like something's fucking wrong with this guy.
Okay.
He kind of like steeples his hands in front of him as you come down, and he says, "Might I propose an exchange? I will admit that I am curious about some things of my own. A question for a question. It is an exercise that has served me interestingly in the past.
Uh, gonna glance between everyone.
I nod very softly.
It's a fair offer.
He says,
Not opposed to listening.
you have my word that I will answer any question that you have directly and truthfully. I ask that you do so the same to me. And since you are my guests, I will do you the honor of allowing you to ask the first question to me.
Ooh, shit.
Why you a bitch? No.
Wait a minute.
He says,
That's it.
why are you a bitch? Okay, that's
okay.
getting on that one. Fair enough. 1-1. Clean slate.
Are we getting street?
May I?
Go ahead, Walter.
The ghost lanterns are interesting to a number of people. What are they?
A fascinating subject. He thinks for a moment, choosing his words, and he says, you of all people, Mr. Grey, should be familiar with the concept of the canary in the coal mine.
Ooh.
The base technology of these lanterns is actually of dwarven design. In a time that most of the realm has forgotten, the Invarian Empire in their glory, and many of the other advanced races at the time, learned to harness an extremely powerful form of magic, spectromancy. The dwarfs frankly wasted their potential. They preferred to use their mastery of spirit magic on foolish things like religious burial rituals. But they did come up with a few good ideas. The original design for these lanterns, much like your human traditions of the canary in the coal mine, were intended to alert dwarven miners of dangerous mining conditions, invisible gases that could prove lethal for miners. The lantern could capture the released spectral energy from a creature when it died, converting it to light. The illumination of one of these lanterns would signal to dwarven miners that the area was unsafe and they would need to evacuate immediately. Now, at the time, the Invarian Empire used their mastery of spectromancy for much more practical purposes. Every living creature is fueled, their life force, by an amount of energy. This energy is released when they die. If left untapped, it goes into the ether, but it can be recaptured. The Invarians found ways to harness massive quantities of this energy. They powered entire cities with it. The lantern that you see before you is design of the Brotherhood's creation, modified from the original dwarven design over years. It can expedite the process of drawing the life force out of a creature if necessary, but it is also just as beneficial at capturing ambient life force energy, storing it like a battery, and redirecting it. That is the function of these lanterns.
pretty good answer. Thank you.
He says, now for my question.
Ah, shit.
Interestingly enough, my first question is for you, Walter Gray.
Tell you about ghost lanterns.
Your eyes. Usually, the transformation is quite quick. The longest I have ever heard of anyone surviving is 5 days. By this point in the transformation, the fact that you seem to be lucid still is an anomaly. I find your condition perplexing. My question is, how long ago since you came in contact with an obelisk?
Correct answer.
It's been several months.
I would say, we're just gonna like probably take it off and just be like 8 months, 2 weeks, and a day. I think.
This is fascinating.
A lonely fart.
He, almost more to himself, he says, I wonder if the hallucinations have started yet. I should very much like to study your condition further.
Damn.
He looks back to the group of you. My question has been asked and answered. You may proceed.
Follow-up question. You got any more of those ghost lanterns just laying around?
Got any of them ghost lanterns?
He says, besides the ones... He nods his head towards the central spire there. All of my relics that have left this place have been lost to my agents. One of those, I believe, you know about.
It's in
Can
safe
we-
hands.
Can we technically ask, like, anything?
You ask him whatever you want, see what he says.
Okay, well, if that was the question, I guess I have to wait for his question, but I
So-
have a question.
Sure. His next question then, since Walter, since you asked that, he says, in that vein, my next question. The lantern that was in possession of my agent beneath the city in Veland, where you first began to meddle in my affairs. What became of it?
Good question.
It's in the
In the
ziggurat.
hands of the bookkeepers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Terrible waste. They will let it rot there, gathering dust for the rest of time if they are allowed to do so. Fair enough. He looks at you guys expectantly waiting.
Oz nervously, like, kind of looks up, even from like what he's been kind of saying and like confidently, he kind of looks up and he's like, puts a finger to his like kind of chin and is like, do you know anything of a blind hermit that kind of goes and kind of comes and goes as he pleases and might have some little powers to him?
He looks at you, and you can kind of see like calculations running behind his eyes as he like takes that information and like ruminates on it. He says, the answer to your question is no, I do not.
Great. Awesome.
My question for you very difficult to... There are two pieces of information I want from you, and I would rather not spend 2 questions on them. You are a Goliath with a certain type of power. I can see in you. I see like gestures to the like sort of ember glowing streaks through your rocky hide. He says, I see that you are able to channel a type of presumably elemental energy through yourself. My question is, before they were all murdered, are you aware of any others of your clan who possessed this ability?
He kind of clenches his fists for a moment and shakes his head. Kind of shakes his head slowly. No.
This is interesting, but that does confirm my theory that you are the surviving member of the Goliath clan that the Emperor had murdered those years ago. A foolish endeavor on his part. That was before I made clear the nature of my work. He says, I should very much have liked to expand my area of expertise where it related to your kind. But water under the bridge these days.
Ozzy just kind of just looks defeated.
I mean, I have a dozen lore-related questions I could possibly ask this guy, but I don't want to keep asking this guy questions. Anybody else have
I'm
anything?
still trying to figure out how to word my question. So
Yeah,
go
me
ahead.
too. That's the problem I'm having. So I'm like, how do I say this without?
I have no sense of
Grovel?
consequence or self-preservation, so I can just keep asking while you guys are forming your plans.
Yeah, like I said, I have a question. I just don't know how to word it. So yeah, if you want to, so we're not having dead air, and you know,
Yeah.
you may ask the question I'm trying to get to anyway.
Sure. Walter's gonna point at his eyes. Your fan club outside. The Brotherhood of Oblivion? I don't remember what they call themselves.
The various sects have different names for themselves. Oblivionites shall do for our purposes, I think.
Sure. They seem to be a big fan of yours. What do you know about old pacts?
I will give you the benefit of not answering your question obtusely. You are referring to the bond gestures at your face. He says, you have no doubt seen the visions that the obelisk had to show you.
And a few more.
You are wondering the nature of the gift of knowledge originally intended to be bestowed by the obelisks. And why, inexplicably though you have not transformed yet, it turns people into mindless monsters when they gaze upon it. Am I not far off?
I suppose that's close. To be fair, I don't think I could form the question I want to form.
He says, but you are asking questions on the right path now. I do so enjoy the opportunity to talk to someone about these things. Most of my usual company here is less than talkative. The obelisks, long ago, were created by the original Artanis. They were designed to share the message that he was given. A message that has guided his beliefs and the goals that we who follow his cause even to this day, 10,000 years later, pursue. The Oblivion Knights, zealous and misguided as they might be, are not entirely wrong. In fact, they are more right than perhaps you might give them credit for. This world is doomed. This world is dying, and very slowly. He gestures towards those, where those lanterns are in the alcove. Everything that we know is existing on this planet as it steadily dwindles the energy that exists away, like the last of the charge stored in one of those lanterns. When it is exhausted, poof, everything comes to an end. The Oblivion Knights have embraced this nihilistic point of view, but the Brotherhood of Artanis knows that the predicament that we find ourselves in is merely temporary, merely a result of an interruption of the original Artanis' work 10,000 years ago. What you saw in the obelisk is a corrupted version of the original vision given to Artanis. A vision of how this world and everything in it can be recreated anew, free of the shackles that were put on it at the moment of its creation. Your unfortunate transformation is the result of the degradation and corruption of that original message. There are things that exist in the universe that do not wish for that message to be spread. The obelisk that you touched is a result of those things trying to stop that vision from being shared again. He says, does that come close to clarifying the question that you were trying to ask?
I think so. I really want a Monty Python style, like, intermission to just slam up on the thing.
Please stand by while our monologuing villain grabs a glass of water. In the meantime,
Glass of water. Go pee to go do whatever you need.
Ultimate recycling technique. Don't do that.
in the meantime, just to remind our viewers, proficiency bonus is part of GaryCon. That'll be happening at the end of this month.
Gary, come. Sorry, budget Werner Herzog is messing me up a little.
I would like to see the baby.
I would like to see the baby.
I punch him in the nuts. I'll get a higher register.
He let's see what else does he want to know about.
I could tell him not to save 50% or more on car insurance.
He offers this question to the group of you. He says, on the subject of your first meddling in my affairs, my servant in Veland sent to me reports of a creature of some sort that he had been feeding the byproduct of his testing.
Corpses. Just call them corpses.
You can just say you play with dead bodies. It's cool, man.
No. That is gauche.
Gosh.
I look at the pile, like the little pile of blood on the floor, and I just look back up at him and look at the pile of blood on the floor. And I walk up at him.
You're
I say
so
nothing. I say nothing.
He says, the creature in question. What became of it after your encounter?
It ate our friend, gained sentience, and wandered the world.
Is that what
I
happened?
don't know.
You did not destroy it.
It escaped before we had the opportunity.
From what I understand, it was sentient before you encountered it. It seems perhaps that it used the visage of your friend to play you into letting it escape. That will have interesting ramifications, I would imagine. I will be intrigued to see. He
only response to that is just I'm just gonna point to my super cursed eyes.
he kind of looks at you and he sort of scans over the group of you and he says, I feel I should be open with you. The extent of my curiosities, at least the ones that can be exercised through this question and answer, are beginning to grow thin. If you have any particularly pressing questions you would like to answer before we proceed, answer them now. I want little more information from you, and I would hate to deprive you of the opportunity to get the really juicy bits from me.
What's the Brotherhood's end game in all this?
A beautiful question, Mr. Replock.
Ray, he liked that one.
I told you, when speaking of the visions granted by Mr. Grace Obelisk, the original Artenis 10,000 years ago was shown the way to create utopia here on Egeria. A way to free mortal beings from the capricious nature of divine beings that would hold dominion over us. That work was never completed, but the Brotherhood has persisted these millennia, passing down the information, coming close to completing the work more than once. Time grows short now. The planet is in the last throes of its degradation. We seek to complete what was started all of those years ago. We seek to arm ourselves with the tools necessary to return to a place long lost, finish the work, and bring utopia to all of the world.
Well,
Sounds like you want to make Ijira great again. And I think
Oh no.
goodbye.
And we're canceled.
Oh god.
To make Ishiri great again, it would have had to be great in the first place. Ijiria has a long history of terrible, terrible atrocities, of inequality of power, vacuums the strong, crushing the weak beneath their feet. The Brotherhood's goal is to end all of that.
Let me get this straight. The Brotherhood's goal is to stop stronger powers crushing other powers and being at conflict. Through the act of taking control yourself and crushing everybody who gets in your way.
The irony. Yes, of course. But the cost of doing business, as they say. You cannot make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. And he gestures to, like, everything around you. And all of this, all of the necessary suffering to complete the work. Take a page from the Oblivion Knight's book. None of this matters. This world is dead already. This is a precursor. This is nothing. This will all be wiped away, and in its place, perfection.
I'm gonna like gesture around to all my party members and go, anybody have any last minute questions? Because I gotta tell you, my foot is pretty itchy, and I think the only way to scratch it is by kicking this guy's ass.
Yeah, hold on, bro. We have a
I've
couple
got one.
things.
I have to use interest.
Perhaps.
Unless you
look
have a question for us, of
It's
course.
my turn.
It's his turn.
He, like, leans around you guys, and he says, "Do not think that I did not notice you back there. It has been a very long time, and I am surprised to see that you are not dead. But I would recognize my handiwork anywhere. How did you survive?" And Rana doesn't really, like, make a move to respond right away. And Rogers, like, kind of steps in front of her and goes like, Okay, listen here, Chucklefuck. She doesn't have to answer any questions to you that she doesn't. And Pendragon, like, there is no need for these raised voices. Perhaps you should let your friend speak for herself. And Rogers, like, looks back. And Rana says, the runes that you carved in me, they did what you wanted them to do. The energy from your lanterns, I am able to accumulate it. I found a way to use it to open a passage back into the real world. He says, interesting. Perhaps I would not have abandoned my line of research on tieflings so quickly had I known that you had taken to the procedure as well as you did. I suppose that, like the Goliaths, is water under the bridge.
In trying to figure out what language he might not know. In Draconic to Alar, I think we have the same question.
Mine's about this voice.
Mine's about the power.
Ask yours.
I look at him. Your lanterns. Your power storing, and I motion to Rana. Your tests. All of it. Is that how you will find this utopia and salvation? Through storing enough energy in these perfectly created, altered people to get you and the Brotherhood out of this dying planet? Is that the plan?
He says, you come close to understanding. Yes, I think there is no harm in it. The lanterns are a means to an end. They capture and transfer the energy, but they are not a perfect siphon for the amount of energy and the way that it must be moved. I need an appropriate subject. He gestures towards the like tables around the room. His hand like kind of conspicuously passing over Rana. He says, all of these attempts. No, these were merely prototypes. A useful byproduct for the wardens of this prison, but no, failures, all of them. It took me many years to find a subject. But my work is complete. I have created the conduit that is necessary and sent it on its way. He gestures. The lanterns have served their purpose. This place has served its purpose. The energy required has been collected over years of drawing the life force from the inhabitants of the Estelgeth. It has been placed into its conduit, and that conduit is on their way to open the path. He says, I told you, the Brotherhood has been at this for a very long time, and the Invarian Empire were much better at spectromancy than the kingdoms of today are. Entire cities ran on it.
We gotta get to the Star Spire.
Give the man a price, but I am afraid none of you will be going anywhere ever again.
One last question before we get started. And you'll, of course, get one in return. This place, this echo? Mirror? What is this?
He says, I think it is... I think it is what is left behind when the power that remains to keep this world alive is sapped away. He sort of looks at you and he says, well then, you will forgive me if I have no further time to entertain these questions. My work completed here. I maintained my vigil long enough to await and see if you would arrive to search for my former companion. Now that we have spoken and I have learned many interesting things about you, it is time we part ways.
Aelor is actually kind of figuring at that point Ron is going to start violence, but he's going to surreptitiously unsheath his hidden dagger. My sleight of hand check is a 21.
All right, so you're kind of like flipping. He sort of he's like looking. You see that he like looks to see what you guys are going to do, and he says, I would not have thought this level of restraint from a group with your reputation. An interesting data point nonetheless. Anyway, let us get on with it. He snaps his fingers. And you like immediately begin to like hear movement from all of these like alcoves and other doors as things like approach. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Did it. Oop.
Oof. God, I know better than to roll on D&D and Beyond. 11?
22.
11 for me too.
D&D Beyond.
You're still muted.
17.
I was angry and ready. Ah.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh god.
Mine is 20, not natural.
Oh, whoa, 20.
Dirty 20. Advantage on that. Initiative roll.
All right, give me one sec.
So, real quick question: do I have my stuff back?
You have a great axe, non-magical.
Okay.
You found a great axe in the Eslogath?
Yes, he
Thought
has.
we ordered one from the deal we made with the people to get some gear.
You could
Yeah.
order stuff?
We made an order.
Very, very basic gear. So that's how
was-
you got your shovel. That's how you got
We got some very basic.
light armor.
Yeah.
But I didn't get so I still don't have my bracers of
No.
defense or winged boots though.
We do not have our gear.
We don't have our gear. We have
emergency starter gear.
You
It's that
bartered-
we have-
it's that
bartered
part
for-
of the RPG
jailhouse
where
gear.
you've been captured. You have
we have
light
jailhouse
starter
gear from questionable sources.
Cool. I was just making sure that my stats were good.
You've got your grade X at the very least,
Yeah. Cool.
or
Awesome.
A grade X
Yeah, A grade X. Still good.
for chopping heads.
Chop. Chop. Doopity doop doop. There's the music, Gene. And a dying elephant.
And a dying elephant comes into the room. Alrighty. The first to react is... I didn't roll for Pendragon.
Way to go, butthead.
Okay. The first to react is unchanged.
Oh no, new character.
The first to
no.
react is Zintris.
Shit balls.
Ooh.
Can I see anything coming out of the rooms already?
No, not yet.
Okay. I need to know. Firebolt at Pendragon.
Roll the hit.
Punch him in his wiener.
22 to hit.
22 hits.
I want to hurt him so bad.
Hurting sounds good.
Not the best I've ever rolled. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. He snaps his finger. Everybody, like, pushes back from the table and, like, weapons come up. You immediately, like, cast your, you hear something coming in. You fling your firebolt forward. It lances across the intervening distance, and it strikes Pendragon, like, in the, like, clavicle and neck and, like, face.
He dies. The end.
What's that?
Right in the boing.
And he dies. The end.
Right in the boing loins.
And he dies.
Boing.
You blow off like an entire like chunk of his neck, and the like ichor like burns and sizzles as it flies away, and a gout of like black blood with these flecks of like a magenta stuff in it comes like florping out of his neck, and he just goes and fucking collapses in like a instantly murdered heap on the ground.
Okay.
We're gonna have
Shit,
to fight
turn,
whatever
turn,
horrible monster
turn.
he turns into.
Arcana
I cover my eyes.
Yeah, can I
23.
I also want to roll an Arcana on that, 'cause I don't like this. I don't trust that.
I just immediately cover my eyes. I don't know what's going on. I don't care. I'm covering
I
my
got a
eyes.
19 Arcana on that. About like
Look
how
away.
someone his power.
Did
that
Did he
power-
look like he was expecting that?
It happened so fast he didn't really react. With the Arcana check that the two of you made, you can't tell anything from here with an Arcana check. What I can tell you as you look at him is that he's laying on the ground and his head is still attached by like a piece of spine and like some skin. And
Holy hell.
the eyes like move towards you, and
You're gonna
he
do
kind
like
of
a
like
thing.
he kind of like first you think he's like convulsing, like seizing maybe, and then you just realize that he's laughing, except he can't laugh because he doesn't have like a windpipe or a trachea anymore because you blasted it out of his neck with your firebolt.
Walter, put it out of its misery. Hit him with the shovel.
Kill it.
Any
Kill it, Walter.
movement or bonus actions you want to do? Interest.
I'm gonna turn a little. I'm keeping him in my line of sight, and I'm facing whatever door is closest or anything that's coming towards me.
Okay.
And I'm keeping him like in my periphery. Like I feel like he's gonna pop back up. I don't trust this crap, and I'm just there.
Okay.
Going, oh god, that was not satisfying, but cool. But not satisfying, but cool.
Alrighty, Osrius, you are up next. So you see the blasted Pendragon is like laying on the floor right here, and you can hear from like these like alcoves and other doorways and stuff like all around this chamber, you hear you can hear something coming. Multiple somethings.
Okay, I'm gonna say real quickly, should we throw them in the bag?
We don't
Scoop
have the
'em?
bag.
We don't have the bags.
I don't have any
Oh,
bags. Grab the head.
okay. Well, I'm gonna come over and chop the head off.
Alrighty.
I'm so glad I set a precedent for this.
Yes.
3.5 years ago.
Look.
Roll to hit.
Oh, I really have to roll the hit? Okay.
You got advantage. He's prone.
Oh, that's right. Okay, well that first one was nothing. That wasn't gonna hit. The second one there is a 20, not natural.
Sure, you don't have to roll damage. You easily cleave through the remaining neck material and remove the head from the body.
All right, then I'm gonna throw that to Walter. It's your problem now.
Do I use my reaction to catch it, or?
yeah, I think you do.
Alright. I will use my reaction to catch it, I guess.
Alright,
He's right there.
He,
I just
chest
caught it.
passes you a head, you catch it.
And,
Okay.
and then at that point, I'm just gonna say, well, we have incoming from all sides. What are we going to do? And then at that point, I'm going to post. Can I just post up, like take my movement, and then like post up over, maybe over here?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm just doing, being like, after that, hearing noises, I'm being like, all right, we're in the shit. Everybody.
Brom goes, well, I guess that's one way to get ahead, and then spikes the camera. I thank you.
Break the fourth wall.
I firebolt myself.
A weird natural phenomenon of inside lightning happens, and Brom gets hit by it, dies.
Oh no!
Okay. Then Brom, it is your turn, actually.
I don't trust that body, so I'm gonna cast Cloud of Daggers on it.
Okay.
You're just gonna shish kebab a dead body on the ground.
There's a perfectly good abyss right over there where the ghost lanterns are stored. You could have just threw it in the pit.
In his own pit, Walter. In his own ghost lantern
He's got a
pit
point.
in his own lair.
He's got
You know
a
what?
point.
All right, that would be a lot of style points to come back to life in second phase it.
You're gonna.
All right. All right.
Your Cloud of Daggerizing on the body.
Yeah, just meatloaf this.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level.
Jesus, okay.
Whoa, what?
It
Well, so
fails
much
the
for-
deck save, as it is a dead body. Can't make a deck save.
Let's roll damage here.
So just roll damage.
Do you have to?
Does Rana look mad at us for this, by the way?
No.
It's only 15 points.
She's
of
like,
damage.
I think at this point she's probably like,
I don't trust
the
it.
like fire of like
I'm
just
gonna
sweet
chop him into
justice is
bits.
in her eyes right now.
Okay.
Okay, how much damage?
15 points of slap.
Oh Christ. Okay, so you slap chop.
50 points of slap chop.
So immediately, like the body continues to be like on the ground as it's just like, and more like gore and viscera and pieces of like cloth and robe come flying up off of it
It's just ragdolling
as
like
it's
in
slap
Gary's
chopped.
mod.
Yeah, it ragdolls around as it's like blended.
We just weakened
It
Pendragons.
starts clipping through the floor.
All right. Anything else, Brom?
That was a lot. If you want to post up at one of those doors there, that might be a good idea.
No, I'm good.
Oh, that's cool.
I will give Bardic Inspiration to Walter as he's holding the head. In case you
Sure.
need that for some sort of save that's gonna have some terrible thing that's gonna happen to you momentarily.
Do we have a little marker for the head?
You don't need a marker for a head. I currently have a shovel. It's about to be a double-ended shovel.
Good.
I hated everything you just said.
Okay. Here is what happens.
Oh boy.
The movement that you are hearing resolves into the arrival of
Every guard in the tri-state
a
area.
bunch of horrible,
what is that?
horrible monsters.
Ooh.
Oh.
These are numerous abominations that used to be people that are definitely now crystalline.
You're not allowed to play Dark Souls anymore.
They're like
I was
the
gonna say,
wardens. So they're these like
Dead Space?
mangled abomination like humanoid forms. They are all missing the tops of their heads, which have been replaced with those crystalline structures that you saw on the wardens. These ones.
Clickers.
What's that?
They're clickers.
They're clickers.
Oh.
These ones. So you know that like they have like a crystal in the center of their chest. That you know is like the thing that is used to like take possession of these things from elsewhere by somebody like outside of here. You can see that they are currently inhabited by people elsewhere. So they're being like controlled, as opposed to like if they are not being inhabited, that like they run on autopilot, which like in which case they are still like mindless murder machines. But you can tell that these ones are being piloted as they like float and lurch and drag and variously otherwise move themselves horribly into this room, with the magenta-ish thrum of energy inside their tubulated corpse forms.
I don't want to ask this question, but I'm obligated to ask this question as a member of both games. Do any of them have red tattoos on with their mangled body?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
They're pretty
My guy,
well...
Pretty sure Red Tattoos is on his way to the big city right now.
That's my thought, but I'm going to ask every time we find a new body here until we confirm it is not here.
Okay, so these things move all of their movement to get up from where they were below to here. So that is all they're going to do this round, is they like come into the chamber here.
And they be ugly.
Then
Two between us and our exit.
they're not.
Oh, wait.
They're not between you and your exit. If you
Oh,
if you
never
go back out
mind.
the way
I'm
you
sorry.
came.
I was looking at the wrong view.
Okay. So it is. That's their turn, which brings us to Pendragon, who is currently a headless corpse being slapped.
He's gonna take more. He's gonna take more damage if he's still gonna turn.
Well, what I'll tell you is this. Here's what's happened as the body is like flailed around in the slap chop. After a few moments, the random movements of the body being like slap chopped around, one of the hands like plants itself on the floor, and it pushes itself up.
Oh god damn it.
The body like sort of stands a little shakily and rotates around a little bit, and then it reaches up and it grabs the like tatters of the front of its shirt and it rips the front of its like robes away, revealing a glowing pink luminescent crystal in the center of its chest, which goes dim and the body collapses, now lifeless.
Oh god, thank god.
He was being piloted.
Was that not the real Pendragon?
Oh god. Son of a
Mother!
bitch!
Matt, I quit!
You suck, dog.
You know what? Just for the sake of it, though, at the beginning of that turn,
It took so long. So long through his fucking clone monologue ass.
he's gonna take. He took 12 damage just for the sake of it.
Okay, yeah. The 12
Just for being an
that
asshole.
12 damage is like as the crystal goes dim, the cloud of daggers like cuts through the remaining like musculature and tendons that were holding this thing up, and it just like collapses down to the ground.
Okay.
If we really
Look at-
find him, I want to shove a crystal through his chest. This
Listen,
thing.
look at this D&D Beyond dice rolling bullshit. I rolled the damage for that, and it's
What did you get?
64, and it was 3, 3, 3, 1, 1, 1 If that's not broken, I don't know what is.
D&D Beyond. Why?
Never rolling them.
I made you all dice bags to hold your pretty dice.
Yeah, I only use
I
it when I
use
have
mine.
to roll like
I use
high
mine
damage.
all the time, every episode. Look, and
This
I
is why I love
This
Curtis.
bag is
And it's
presently
filled with
holding
dice.
dice.
I love this bag so much. I use it all the time.
I only
Stop
use the
rolling
dice
crappy
roller
fake dice.
for
Yeah,
large
yeah,
amounts of
yeah.
damage.
Sorry.
But I guess I'm gonna give up on it.
Give up. I never
Don't
use
stress me
D&D
out with that
Beyond.
fake roller.
I hate. I
okay.
hate that thing.
That was Pendragon's first and last turn in combat. And that
F&A
brings
hole.
us to Halar and Walter.
I'm going to take a quick glance around. Do I see anything that looks like a bookshelf or...
Oh yeah, definitely. Like this whole place is like scattered with.
You want to read?
Stuff?
Any
No, I'm
information
just
that we
kidding.
can
I'm just
get
kidding.
on how to reverse what he's
Yeah,
done?
We're looting this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, is there a
Does
big book
anything
that
look
says
like
how I
it,
did it
might
by
be sticking
Pendragon?
out, like something he might have, recently put back?
Make a investigation check at disadvantage since you are having to do so while a horde of horrifying monsters are charging at you.
A good time to roll a
That's
natural
fair.
20 and then a decent roll. Okay, investigation 25.
25.
I'm logging out of its river fishing books again.
There is a lot of river fishing books in here. No.
Bye.
Oh,
Good night,
damn it.
everybody. Thanks for watching.
With a 25, there is a lot of like what appear to be like physiology, like manuals and things like that. Things that appear to be like printed books that are like in his library here are. You kind of immediately like disregard as like not worth it. You don't have the time to like delve into that any further. You eventually land on a your eyes land on the door behind this creature, which is like partly open. This is the door that you know that like he came down out of when he came out of here, and you just catch a glimpse behind it of like what looks like a smaller, more like private study. Giving you the sense of like if there is something to be found in there, maybe is where it would be. Out here, it just looks like various like manuals and resource books and things like that.
Fair.
Reference books
All right.
is what I was trying to say, not resource books.
About to do something stupid, and Alar's going to cast invisibility and then go for the study.
Alrighty.
Bonus action dash.
Somebody has to do it.
Well, I'll use my movement first to see if I can get in there.
So
Yeah,
it
we
is
could-
standing in the doorway, this creature, which means you are not able to move through its space, correct?
Not without provoking an attack of opportunity, but it would be a disadvantage, or am I remembering the rules wrong? Let me look at.
I did not think you were able to move physically.
I don't think
through
you
an
can
enemy
move
space.
through
Oh
a
yeah,
space.
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So
I
you
cannot.
have to you can come like here and see if it like moves out of the doorway and then goes
Yeah.
in. But right now it's blocking the doorway.
Okay. And I'm going to yell, grab one of the lanterns.
Like I wasn't already gonna do that. Like once Walter sees like the thing, I'm just gonna like huck the head over my shoulder and like into the abyss, and I'm just
Okay.
gonna I'm grabbing a lantern with a mage hand.
You are gonna. Oh, mage. I was gonna say mage hand. Yes, mage hand. You can do that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can't reach them. You got to get down there somehow. But a mage hand you can certainly. So you can
Spooky hand comes out.
grabs the lantern and you begin to withdraw it towards you. No problem. Okay.
I would say that head is empty. There's no lore we're getting out of that head.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes,
That is
fair.
empty,
it was a
no
puppet
thoughts.
at best.
Yeah, my brain completely forgot about that for a second. I was like, what? Wait.
Yeah,
Walter
that
Walter
was
is
the
going.
ass puppet. Yes.
Walter is going to say, "I want that crystal, though," and then once I mage hand the ghost lantern back to my hands, I'm going to walk over to the corpse and get ready to fish out that crystal.
Alrighty.
With your mage hand, I hope, and not going into the slap chop zone. That is so.
I assume the slap chop zone is done after the rest of them stop moving, but whatever.
Then just walk directly into it, then maybe not.
Alright,
Ah,
on top of the
interest.
order's interest, that brings us to you.
Wait, when do Rana and Rogers go?
Oh yeah.
They're actually Rana. So Rana, Rogers, Viren, and Sinclair. I put them all on the same initiative, and they rolled a 1.
Okay.
So they're at the bottom of the order. I guess I should have just stated it. They're not going to do anything right now. So that this combat encounter doesn't take goddamn forever. Unless you tell me you want one of them to do something, I'm not going to have them do anything but like follow with you guys.
There is one thing I wanted to do to ask Rana as at the end of my turn. Sorry.
Okay.
I wanted to yell and say, what do we need to do your thing?
Oh, to leave?
Yeah.
Don't we need to get to like the outer planes of this?
I don't
so
know. I don't remember.
Right now, you like yell that. She's just staring at the slap-chopped corpse of what she has just discovered is not Pendragon, and does not respond to you. But the others in your party, like, did hear this, and we'll say for now, like, Sinclair like shouts out since you weren't there. He's like. Oh shit! He did it. I was doing a Nick Offerman voice for him, wasn't I?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if I can call that one up again right away from now that it's been a week. He goes.
Just say bacon a few times; they'll be fine.
He goes. We need to get out of the Star Spire and. No, this is not the Star Spire. What is this? We need to get out of the Estelgath and out into the plains outside of here.
Okay.
The big one is to go. No, that's how you get into Ron Swanson voice.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, but then all the rest of my turn was the thing. So
Okay.
back to Zintrus, regularly scheduled programming. Terribly sorry.
I am, because I don't like them coming in from all sides. I'm going to firebolt this guy
Okay.
because he can very easily get around this and get to me. So
Okay. Roll the hit.
priorities of self-preservation here. Okay. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
I have to stop like sliding all of my dice into like this pile over here.
Do it.
15 points of damage.
Alrighty. You firebolt into it. It is like struck, and it sort of like readjusts itself and angles its crystalline head dome in your direction. Anything else?
Because we're all in a line over here, I'm gonna move, I guess, over here
Okay.
just to get some space out of this little zone that we were in. I don't, with their laser heads, I don't want us all being right next to each other.
Sure. Alrighty, Osrius, that brings us to you.
All right, a couple questions. Just so I can get the load down a little bit more. Which ones there's ones that have the crystals
All of
inside their chests? All of them do.
They all have crystals
They're-
inside their chest. That's how they're piloted. They all
Yes.
have like the process that,
And then they
this
have-
dude did to these guys is he basically took the top of the cranium off of all of these like what were people and installed
Yeah.
this crystalline structure that serves that you would have seen on the way in because they're like the guards through the prison and Walter triggered a bunch of them to act. These things all have the ability to cast a disintegration ray out of their head.
Oh,
Yeah, you saw these things like straight up one shot dust a number of people before you came in here. So like you know that they are bad news.
well. That changes a little bit.
Don't fail your deck saves.
Okay. So also my other question is, these squares, are they just what are we doing for like movement wise? Like, if I wanted to move over here, like, and rage within my 10-foot radius of like my bonus action with that, like,
we'll call these 5 foot
how is
squares.
that? We call these 5 foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want this room to be gigantic. It'll take forever just running around in here.
Yeah. Okay. So at this point, then I'm going to move 5 feet. I'm going to rage. That rage is going to activate the 10-foot aura, which then gives a 3 fire damage to each of those around me. Yep.
Okay.
And then I am going to attack twice on this big. Oh,
Alright.
actually, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna move over here.
Okay.
And like attack twice. Yes.
Alrighty. Cool. Roll to hit twice.
Okay.
Roll to hit like your life depends on it.
One is a 24, and the other one is a 16.
The 16 does not hit. The 16 bounces off of like the what you discover to be like a hardened carapace of this thing's like bloated flesh.
And so that damage to them is going to be 10 plus 4, 14 plus the rage damage to, which is a plus 3.
All right.
18 damage. And I'm going to can I no, I'm just gonna sit there and take it. Yep. That's it.
Bron, that brings us to you.
They're all coming from.
It's been a long time since we've had a dog butt.
Dog butt.
Is there any spot where there's like? Oh, never mind. I was gonna cast something that I no longer have the instrument to cast.
Oh shit!
So that
Didn't mean to move that.
scratches that plan. I'm just gonna. Damn it! I completely forgot that I do not have the Bandor currently.
That would have been a hard one to smuggle
Yeah.
in the old,
The old
bum.
poop shoot.
Is that a
I just-
binder in your pocket, or you just
This
happy
is
to
just a
see
weird
me?
hump I have. Don't worry about it. It's like,
What hump?
Don't do it straight.
Say what hump?
Okay.
I'm scared, guys. Just a little bit.
I'm gonna
Oh, I need the music because it's over.
I'm just gonna cast Blade Ward on myself.
Okay.
Is that an action or a bonus action? I think it's an action, right?
Lead board? I think it's an action.
Yeah, one action. Okay, yeah. So
Suncraft just got
that's,
super loud.
and I will move towards Oz, as I'm with all of
Hello.
our stuff currently unequipped. I am the squishiest.
You're gonna move towards Oz, who is in the middle of a melee.
To say, keeping in mind, you're here,
Oh,
The
I
exit
forgot-
is
I
over
forgot I can
here.
look at-
and Oz is here.
Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that.
I forgot we had tabletops in open.
Either hide or come near me.
So
Come
this is the exit, right? The green arrow.
Yes.
Yeah, you might want to
Yeah, is
consider
this-
beginning
is
a
this
retreat.
walkable,
Alar's
this
just
thing?
making one quick grab,
This thing?
attempt
No.
to grab something and
What's
then
that?
get out.
That is a
This is-
that is a massive
Who is this?
shaft.
Is this Oz?
This is
No,
Oz
Oz
over
is
here.
here.
That
Me.
is
Who's
that's Sinclair.
Okay, I'm
That's
gonna
Sinclair.
go.
That's Rogers. That's Rana, and I don't have a mini for
How
Viren, but we'll say
did we
she's
say
coming.
these were 5-foot squares?
5 foot squares. Yep.
Yes.
You want to get to this area. If you're trying to escape,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
can
direction
get
we want to
like
go.
there with 30 rounds.
I wanted to hit something and found out it was probably the wrong idea.
Nonsense.
We'll
All right,
find
that's
out.
Grom. All right, so here's what's gonna happen.
Who can say where the wind flows?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I die, I want Sarah McLachlan commercial played at the end of this, please. You
And
served my
CCMA
purpose.
Street.
Nope,
Thank you.
we're allowed to do parodies.
I
It's
want
legal.
all
I
my
was so off key that wouldn't have been correct, so we're fine.
I
Okay.
want all my
Okay.
moments. I want all my moments played on a Kids Bop CD, please. All Ozrius moments played on a Kids Bop CD. If I
It's just fair as
I-
fair
Kids
over
Bop
and over.
cassette tape.
I have to put you in one of these two squares. Interest. Which one do you want to be
Is neither an option.
in? you were sort of like here a minute ago, or in this square.
That one. Yeah, where you got me.
Okay. Then
I'm
this.
just gonna be dead anyway. It's fine.
I didn't think
this
of
one.
this.
This one can get to here. Okay. Ready. So here's how this plays out. I'm gonna put
Hey, so
Walter in a square as well. This one can get here.
I'm actually terrified.
Oh, they can see invisibility, can't they?
So Walter, this
Oh.
one runs up. Is gonna take 2 slashes at you.
Yeah, it hits.
It doesn't actually roll all that well. Your AC is not very good though, is it?
Well, what is the first hit?
A 14.
I'm going to cast shield.
Okay.
So my little feather triskelion pops up and shields me for a little bit.
Okay.
So my AC is now 18.
All right. Then the second one is also gonna miss. So it like clangs 2 hands, which you see like the inside of the hand, a piece of like deformed, overgrown osteoid bone is like grown out of it and curved
Oh, it
into like
hurts
a
my
hook.
wrist to think about. No, thank you.
And it like lifts these 2 hands and like claw, slashes, and the
Ew.
spark of your shield coming up, like
Fucking
skitters
gross.
these off of it.
They can stop.
Zintris, 2 attacks against you from this one that has run up.
Mhm.
An 18 and a 16.
Oh, what an
Nickel
ass.
You are going to take.
I love you.
I love you too. I'll be fine. Maybe. We'll find out.
I don't know. This is
You're
where
going to
they
take
spew
18
acid.
points of slashing damage.
Okay. Okay.
This one, Brahm, this one's coming after you.
Good thing I cast Blade Board.
It is not going to dash, though. It can't get all the way to you.
Never mind then.
The one in the back here, let's see. Yeah, so this one's going to do something probably
Are you-
unwise.
Why you counting squares?
Because this one is going to charge up and fire the disintegration beam out of its head in a straight line that is going to go through 2 of its fellows, but will also, or 3 of its fellows, but will also include Zintris, Rana, and Osrius.
Oh my god.
So I need dex saves from Zintris, Rana, and Osrius.
Okay, is this an advantage, right? I can see this coming.
Yes, you have advantage on this.
Thank you.
It does have to charge up for a few seconds.
I was about to say,
So-
I get my advantage on my dex.
Yeah, you hear the like, like laser
Yeah, like,
beam
wait a
head
minute.
charging up.
Yeah, be like, wait a
Yes,
minute.
you hear the Iron Man repulsor charging.
Yeah. Okay.
Rana nat 20's her dex save, so she
Thank
fucking
God.
dives out of the way.
I was
there-
gonna say if anything bad happens to her, I will throw Zintris in that fire line to get Rana alive because I've served my purpose here. 18 deck save.
Okay.
I was about to say I will take pictures if you want, but I rolled an advantage. One was an 18 and a 19 plus 3. So.
Nice. So all 3 of you like fucking hit the deck, and this beam through the air. Let me roll for the creatures. damn, they rolled really well too. An 18, a 17. This one fails. So the closest one to it fails, as it like didn't move in time. The other two like drop down out of the way. The one that gets hit takes. I don't have enough d6s here for this.
Oh God.
Oh, disintegrate. Yeah, that's a lot of d6s.
A lot of d6s.
Wait, and I have a question. Which one fired this? I was
This
not
one.
looking. Where? Okay, that one. Okay.
Big Chungus.
Big Chungus.
I just rolled 4 4s.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? Anyway,
Isn't that great? You roll such like.
the only one it's gonna hit is one of the bad guys. You should want me to roll high.
Yes.
If you
Oh,
want
no.
to interpret that as just all 4s, we'll go with that.
You could have hit 2 of your own people. I'm just saying.
The fuck is that noise?
I don't know. But this guy takes 72 points of force damage.
And lives.
And lives.
All right. Well, I'm running.
So the beam actually burns like through this thing's back and continues like out the other side as you guys like dive out of the way. And as the beam like shuts off, it like lurches forward and stands back up. And Zintrus, you can like see the receding orange glow from the or like magenta glow from the one's head through the hole in the one that's in front of you. That is its turn.
Oh, I hated all that.
This one did something. This one did something. This one is going to attack Rogers with 2 swings. A nat 1 and a 10, which will miss. And Osrius, these two here are both going to attack you with claws. So you're going to take 4 attacks. A nat 1,
Yes.
a 2,
Woo.
a 10,
Nope.
and a nat 20.
Oh, well.
Gotcha on the last one.
You're such a shit. I hate you.
You were going to
5
take
years of this shit.
16 points of slashing damage.
Halved.
Yes, halved.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Did the one stay in the doorway?
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Because
It's either that or it sees me.
what the one in the doorway does is go like swivel directly at you. Your mind immediately calls
Hello.
back to the like the warning on the way in, like, hey, they've done something to the dome of this place that like they have the ability to see through all sorts of magical concealment, and you immediately realize that apparently extends to the wardens, as it looks right at you as you try to sneak up to it invisible, and it takes 2 swings at you.
Loud curse and draconic.
A 3
Wait.
and another nat 20.
Okay. Reaction, uncanny dodge.
Bro,
Alrighty.
you need to stop. What do we do to you?
Is this a 6 or a 9?
Let's go with 6.
Let's go with the 6.
It is a
Show me
6 actually.
potato salad.
Yes, it is a 6.
Show me potato salad.
The dot is
Six.
on the 9, so you would have taken 12 points of damage. So you'll uncanny dodge to take 6.
Okay.
Alrighty, that is their turns. Alar and Walter, you're up.
Beautiful.
Okay. So Walter kind of like watches this attack, like stare into dead space, and just like beat the shit out of it. And I assume I see some blood come off. So I'm gonna assume it sees Alar. I am going.
Yeah,
to...
my invisibility ends.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it ends only when you do something.
I'm gonna drop the spell effect because if they can
no
see
point.
me, there's no
And
fucking
it
point.
ends as this creature thrusts an arm forward, where you can see that like the central metacarpal has like been like way overgrown out to like a point. So all of the like the thumb and like the pointer and pinky and ring fingers have like been twisted and mashed off to the side as this one central massive middle finger has grown into like a huge like shiv that it then stabs Alar with, and he appears.
Yep, it gave me the finger.
I am going to recollect our time, the last time we experienced these nice little ghosty lanterns. I'm going to try to angle it so the cone doesn't hit Adam or Alar, and I'm gonna open it up and see if I can suck some of their life energy in and see what happens.
Very interesting.
That's exactly
Okay.
what I was hoping you might do.
They are gonna roll dex saves.
Ghostbusters? Are we Ghostbusters right now?
Busters. What is your spell
It
save,
makes me feel
Walter?
good. 15.
Okay.
Bustin'.
Two of them succeed, one of them fails.
There's only 2 over here by Alar.
Oh, you're pointing. I thought you were pointing at these three. I see.
I'm trying to clear the space for Alar to like run in.
Okay, then what I will do is I'll take one of the succeeding ones away and say that of these two, one succeeds and one fails.
Sure.
Alrighty. I'm gonna have to find the damn stats for these lanterns.
This gun,
I
motherfucker.
knew I was gonna need these.
And then
I mean, you're lucky I didn't grab one as well.
So they failed the save, which means they are gonna take exhaustion levels because that triggers. Okay, this thing takes a level of exhaustion.
And the one that succeeded, I imagine, is
Brittany's
fine.
power just went out.
Yeah, Brittany
Oh,
just
no.
got disconnected.
So, I imagine our cameras are about to get a little bit goofy.
They very well might.
You may or may not be back.
Alrighty. Roll me, Walter. Six D6.
Ooh.
Sorry, I had surprise berries.
Surprise.
Not that kind. 66
66.
You know what?
Cream.
for this.
Jason's a little lad who loves berries and cream.
I got D6s. Got real D6s.
Ooh, real.
I got real D6. I got a shitload of real D6s. I forgot I had real dice.
It would take about
Christmas miracle.
20 years on D&D Beyond.
Nah, I have no problem. Oh, you know what? I got Scully dice. Hell yeah. 66. That looks like 66. It's not as good as I thought it was gonna be. 2 2s, 2 1s, a 5, and a 6. So that's 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 5 is 17.
17 points of necrotic damage. Oh, there goes the cameras.
Ooh.
And we'll do the best we can. Maybe she'll come back. Okay, so just some quick and dirty information for you on this thing. When you try to use this thing on subsequent turns, you can use your action to like open and reshutter the lantern. But it works similar to like certain monsters, like powerful attacks. When you use that action to try and do it, you need to roll a d6, and it recharges on a 5 or a 6. Otherwise, you can't use the ability again.
Okay. So I rolled 6d6.
6d6 damage, and it does a d6 levels of exhaustion when something fails the save.
Okay. Do you want me to roll a d6 for that?
I rolled the d6 for its levels.
Okay.
It took 1 level of exhaustion, the one that failed the save.
And do you want me to roll for the recharge or no?
If you try to use it again next round, you can roll for recharge.
Okay, sure.
Alrighty. Alar, what you gonna do? This thing definitely knows where you're standing.
Yeah, and well, the other one is right next to it and engaged, so I'm going to try and stab it and sneak attack it because I got nothing else to do.
Okay.
Or wait, We were in here. Was there another door that led into that study that was on the other side of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to... Well, I can't move through their spaces, but I can move through Walter's space. Is there sufficient room for me to try and angle past, even risking the attack of opportunity?
If you were to disengage...
Yep.
And go this way, you'd probably have to, like, climb the rail here and try to jump it to here.
I will take that risk. I want to get at least one shot at what's in there. I'm going to tell people, get out of here. Go, go, go. My acrobatics is better than my athletics, but I'll take whatever roll that you want me to do.
You can make whichever one you want to try and make.
That's a 17.
17? Yeah, that'll do it. You kind of run. You sort of, like, scooch past Walter, hop up onto this, and then just, like, leap across the diagonal here and land sort of parkour your way over the other ledge and land over here.
Okay, my bonus action is I'm heading into the study.
Your bonus action... Did your bonus action disengage?
Oh, yeah, my bonus action
So
was to disengage,
5,
so yeah.
10, 15, 20, and then that definitely, like, took
Okay.
the last
Well,
unit.
you have,
So you're 30
you have an,
movements here.
so you have an action still, right?
My action was to do that. My bonus action was to disengage.
Oh.
I'll say... No, I'll say this maneuver was part of your movement, so you still have your action if you want to use your action to dash.
Okay, then I'm going to dash. I want to get in there. I'll take the risk of a swing.
Okay, so it doesn't turn fast enough to deal with you as it's focused. It's focused on Walter with the and you like bust in here. You see a simple like bed mat on the floor, which is almost like an afterthought to the bulk of the room, which is like a desk with shelves of papers and diagrams and books and things of that nature.
I don't suppose I'm fortunate enough to see like an open book or a book that's sitting prominently on the desk.
Make a... actually, I'll have you do an investigation as your next round. So you run in there, you start to look. That'll bring us Rogers, Rana, Viren, and Sinclair. What do you want these guys to do?
I'd already yelled at people like, "Get out!"
Get them into the exit zone.
Okay.
And
Rogers...
prepare us to actually evacuate.
Okay. So Rana is not moving. Rogers sees this. He's going to use his action to grapple her and start like basically picking her up and carrying her, which means he is going to not be able to take the disengage. So he'll take a swing from this thing as he leaves its area. 8 is not going to do it. So it misses. He picks Rana up and will use his movement to... He can get as far as here, basically. Actually... He's going to go here. If he goes any further, he walks directly into 2 more of these things. So he's not going to do that. Lady Viren was closer to the door. She's probably back here with Brahm. I think Sinclair is going to do...
if she's got a spell that might damage something or hinder something, I doubt it, but...
she's cooking something up, but she'll hold on to it for a moment.
That's fine.
This guy's he's gonna come here. Sinclair is gonna come up. He's going to attempt to tackle this one in front of Zintris. He's gonna make a strength check. Contested by it. Oh, it rolls in that one. He grabs this thing, and he's going to use the last of his movement to try and push it over the edge. So he runs up, he grapples it, he moves it 10 feet, and then he's going to attempt to let it go. And it'll make a dex save, which which it fails. So Sinclair basically is interest like shoulders past you, like hits this thing like a linebacker, like lifting it up. As he does, it has like sort of like praying mantis claws on the end of its hands. It like knifes him in the back a bunch of times. He's like, "Ah!" And then he just like shoulder throws it over the edge, and it falls down into the darkness, out of the path here. And he will end in that space. That's going to be Sinclair's turn. Zintris, top of the order. She's not here.
No, I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Oh, I have to fix.
You have 6 cameras.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you click her face and click it back, it fixes it.
Yeah, fix it. Okay.
I broke
Oh.
it.
I'm back.
By
Alrighty.
the way, there's nothing more terrifying than this battle music plus creepy things, and then all of a sudden
All the
everything
lights
goes.
go out.
Just saying.
All right. Well,
Um,
it is your turn. Sinclair has just tackled the one in front of you and thrown it into the abyss.
Okay, I'm going to move a little bit in front of Sinclair, or like next to him, so I'm
Okay.
still facing the ones that are the 2 that are over there. I'm not opening tabletop sim anymore.
Okay,
I'm not
that's fine.
moving. I'm afraid it's all gonna crash again. And I am going to cast Thunder Wave at the 2 over there
Okay.
to try and knock them back.
What do they? Do they need to make a save?
They have to make a Constitution 15 save.
A ton of natural ones tonight. That's a 1 and an 8 plus things, which probably isn't going to matter. An 8 plus. So 12 total. So they both fail.
So they take 2d8 thunder damage, and then they're pushed 10 feet back.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
that is a 7 and an 8, so 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And then 10 feet back. Also, it says in addition, unsecured objects are they're in the area are also pushed back. And it doesn't say anything about prone, but I assume they can
No,
fall.
it won't knock them prone.
Oh, and it's also a very loud sound, but I don't care about that because obviously some stuff's going on. Yeah.
Crack. Okay. Osrius. That's going to bring us to you.
And I did want to start moving towards the exit, but I'm kind of holding the door.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, you're essentially in the doorway at this point.
Yeah, but I want to. I'm staying there, and I will continue to thunder wave whatever.
Okay.
If they start coming out, I'm gonna keep thunder waving them away from us.
All right. So we'll put you here then, so you can like blast anybody that comes in the way here. All right, Oz.
Can I make a run like up this way?
Yeah.
So I can like, but I know I'll take like attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
but I
There's
feel
enough.
like
You can't see it because this tree is on the map here, but
Yeah.
there is a square
there
here.
is a space.
So you
So
can
you
go
can-
that way.
You can take the disengage action, you just can't dash at that point.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll disengage, then that's fine.
5,
And just
10, 15, 20, 25. So 30 you could get to like here-ish.
well, I think I have actually 35.
Oh yeah, you might because you're barbarian.
Oh no, I have 40.
Oh shit. Okay, then you can get 35, 40. You can get all the way to here.
Yeah. So
Hold
Just
the
in the
door,
door.
Oz.
yeah,
Alrighty.
All right.
cool.
I'll do that, and then I'll take the, I guess, whatever attacks of opportunity. I
No, you
have to-
disengage. They don't get attack.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. Yeah. Sorry.
Nice.
There you go.
Okay. Brom, that brings us to you. You and Lady Viren are in the hallway. Oz and Zintris have just like appeared. Sinclair is like has his back to you over the edge there, where you just watch him dump one of these creatures. You can see Walter across the area there. You know that Alar like disappeared into that back room. From where you are standing, you cannot see Rogers or Rana.
But this is the way I'm headed is the way out, correct?
Yeah, this here is the stairs that lead back to the like spiral that takes you down and out of this chamber.
All right, I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Cintrus because she's the.
Oh, I still have a Bardic Inspiration, I forgot.
Yes, you do. Because I think Cintrus. Well, is Bardic Inspiration within range or is someone you could see?
I think it's someone that can hear you.
Someone can
so.
hear me.
Yeah,
Who,
the sound of Brahm's voice echoing down the hallway. Don't fuck up!
yeah, who probably needs it most right now? Who do you think?
I don't know. I think honestly, like Rogers, or to get Rana out of here because she's our ticket out.
I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Rogers.
All right, so you sort of shout down the hallway back to where you sort of know they are.
What is your bardic inspiration dice?
Probably a D8 at this point.
D8, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's D8 because it's 10th level. It's D10.
Okay, so bardic inspiration. For
And I'm
Rogers.
gonna run as far as I can go, which is, does it get me like here, or does it get me out?
You were standing here or here?
I was like here.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets you like starting your way down the stairs.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. So you begin to head that way. Alrighty. It's going to be the creature's turn. So the first thing that happens is that one that got hooked over the end. Something happens, and it's bad.
Of course it is.
That creature goes over the edge, and as it like, you hear it like bang into like one of the walls as it's like going down. And then those of you who are standing near kind of to the ledge, Sinclair goes like, "Ho!" and leans back as from like down this shaft you hear, and the like disintegration beam goes like up the side of the inside of the shaft and like cuts across the ledge where Sinclair was like leaning, and he like leans back as the disintegration beam goes. But as the disintegration beam like slashes across the inside of that shaft, you hear dozens of those lanterns like are blasted, and a chain reaction of explosions from those lanterns begins to set off inside that shaft. You hear like, and there's this like howling like, and a huge like turquoise blue-green glow begins to like shudder up inside that shaft from beneath where you guys are standing.
Been nice knowing you all.
The creatures. This one is going to move up. This one's going to move up. This one's going to get to here. Yeah. Alrighty. Walter, you're going to take 2 attacks.
Oh boy. Is one of them from the
From this one.
exhausted guy, or is it the other one that's exhausted?
No. This is the exhausted guy. This is the not exhausted guy. Doesn't matter. He
Okay.
rolls 2 9s.
Thankfully, it does not hit unless
double whiff.
he has a +4.
Double. No, the 9 is the total. Double
Okay.
whiff. All right. This guy is going to come in here. Come after Alar. Take 2 swings. Oh my. That is a 18 and a nat 20.
All right, uncanny dodging the second one.
All right. So the 18, the one that you take the full blast, is going to be 9 points of slashing.
Okay.
And then the other one is going to be, it will only be 3. Only 3 points of slashing with your uncanny
Okay,
dodge.
so 12 total.
All right. This creature is going to charge up and fire its.
Wouldn't it attack at disadvantage since it has a level of exhaustion?
Oh yeah, this is the exhausted one. That's true. Give me a second. Let me re-roll both those dice.
Okay.
So it's an 18 and a 20 were at least the high rolls.
Yeah.
I rolled a 17 and a 19 that time. So it doesn't crit you.
Yeah. No, I'll take it. I will take
Which means you can. Let's do it this way. Since it didn't crit you. You'll still take 3.
Okay.
For that first one, instead of taking. Was it 9?
Yeah.
You'll take 4.
Okay. Then I will uncanny dodge that one and take 5. Dang it. What did I do before? Did 9 points of damage before.
No, sorry, the four. I applied your uncanny dodge to the 9 instead of because it didn't.
Oh,
crit.
okay, yeah.
So
Okay,
you'll
okay,
take
okay.
3 and 4 respectively.
Okay, hold on. Let me just adjust my hit points precisely. Okay.
Okay, so yes, that one is exhausted. This one here is going to cast its disintegration beam in a line that will include Sinclair and Zintris.
Not Walter?
No, you're over here.
Yep, I see that. I'm just.
Already safe, right?
Dex
Dexterity
save, yeah.
save, yes.
Okay. Hooray! I think I'm alive with a 19 dex save.
The
Goodbye
19
again,
dex save,
Sinclair.
you are fine. Sinclair fails.
Fuck. Goodbye, Nick Offerman.
It's because I didn't want to do the voice anymore.
Well, he might be able to. Would uncanny? Yeah, uncanny dodge might apply here.
It does.
he's a rogue.
'cause
He is a rogue.
If he's a high enough level rogue, which he might
I would hope he is.
be. But yeah. Yeah, because disintegrate only says if you're taken to 0, you're dusted.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna hurt a whole bunch.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna hurt. He's taking a little bit of damage, but possibility
He
of
will
him living.
uncanny dodge, so instead of taking 72 points of damage, he will only take 36.
Hey, jeez.
Which
Can't-
does not kill him. But he leans back as the one disintegration beam comes out of the top, and then sees the next one coming and rolls his body. The disintegration beam hits him in the shoulder, and you just see a channel of muscle and flesh and clothing just neatly burns away as he's struck. He rolls, hits the ground, and comes back up sort of on his feet, holding one arm useless at his side. He's, but he is still up. That is going to be that creature's turn. These two are both going to take 2 attacks against Rogers. 2, a 3, a 9, and a 15. The last one will get him. Man, these guys are really rolling badly tonight. 9 points of damage to Rogers as he's slashed across the back. And he'll act on his turn. So they went, this one went, this one went, this one went. These two are going to advance here, and 1, 2, here. And Sinclair and Zintris, you are both going to take 2 attacks. Okay, Zintris, a 1. And a 10.
Yeah, I'm good.
And against Sinclair, a 2 and a 14. So Sinclair will get hit once.
Power of God and anime on my side.
Sinclair takes another 8 points of damage.
How bad does Sinclair look?
Pretty bad.
Okay.
Still on his feet, but you have a feeling he probably can't take another hit like the ones he's been taking and stay on his feet. Okay, that is all of the creatures. Alar and Walter, that brings us to you guys.
Dang.
The fastest investigation check of my life as I'm
Sure.
dodging and diving. That is... That's an 18 on the dice. That's a 29.
The best shot you're gonna have is a quick glance. You see there is a book open on the writing desk. You have time to consider nothing else except
Okay.
maybe
Yeah,
this will be useful.
Yep, that's that's what I was looking for. Someone that egotistical is going to have their anything. It's going to be right there where they can grab it at any time. I am going to Let me see.
Disengage, grab it, dash.
Yep. Disengage, grab, and dash.
Alrighty.
Let me. Where is the writing desk?
Let's call it here.
There. Okay, so I disengage. Oh, I don't even have to disengage in order to move the 5 feet in order to do that. So 5 feet of movement. Disengage. 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh.
I say I would have taken the AOT and just fucking double dashed it.
Yeah, I'll take the risk. We need to get out, so it'll get 1 free hit on me.
All right.
Actually, this one will get a free hit on me too. That one has a level of exhaustion, so we'll.
So the exhausted one rolls a 7. The other one rolls a 14.
Okay, that's the mark.
12 points of slashing damage.
Uncanny dodge. Oh wait.
Yeah,
No.
it's your turn. You
Oh
have
yeah,
it-
that
you-
recharges. So 6.
have it back, yeah.
45, 50. 55, 60. And skid to a halt.
Well, that's only 1 dash, so that's you could have disengaged. But either way, whatever.
I used some of my regular movement to get there, so.
Right. So I hear light screaming, the sound of paper rumbling, and then
Yeah, Alar is pelting
Alar
out of
is,
there, holding a book and bleeding freely. And he's yelling, "Go, go, go!"
Walter's like, well, guess that's my cue. I am gonna do something stupid again. I'm gonna
Don't
grab
say.
I'm gonna mage hand a second ghost lantern.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my last spell slot to Misty Step back to the entrance.
Actually, hang on. Let me,
Wait a minute.
let me make a roll for something here. Okay, I have made a roll. Jason, I would like you to roll the d20 and tell me what the result is.
Ooh.
You know what? This sounds like Old Faithful, the stone dice that never rolls correctly. How the fuck did it get stuck on the side of the fucking box?
Cock
Because of course it does.
It's a 16 and an 18 that were up, but it's got stuck on the side of my box.
Well, roll again.
Watch it be a
17.
17?
Okay, it split the difference.
Interesting.
Does anyone else's stomach do flips when Matt says interesting? Is it just
So
Oh,
here's-
I know
here, let me-
what's
here's
gonna
what I
happen.
did.
He's probably grabbing one that's about to blow.
yeah, that's my thought.
Here's what I did. I rolled a d20. And then I had him roll a d20. And what I was going to do was if he rolled higher than I rolled, he'd get a second lantern. If he rolled lower than what I rolled, he wouldn't get a lantern. And if he rolled,
He rolled a
way
17.
lower than what I rolled, he would get one that would blow up in his face when he pulled it out. But yes, I also rolled a 17.
So it goes to us, right?
Okay, so here's what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna rule out one option.
Blowing it up, right?
We're gonna rule out one is not gonna explode on you.
Sweet.
And we'll roll off. And whoever rolls higher, if I roll higher, you don't get a lantern. If you roll higher, you get a second lantern successfully.
You guys say it at the same time.
Rochambeau! Oh no.
You guys gotta say it at the same time. Ready?
3, 2, 1, 13.
14. Okay, you saw my hand, yes.
Yes.
That's fucked up.
Is there a
Oh,
picture coming to us?
Yeah, there's a picture. Just give me a second. I'm shaking a little bit.
That's fucking ooh. That's clinching. That's clinching your butt. That's a full butt clinch.
This is
Really is.
this is my original Walter dice.
Oh my gosh.
You pull a second lantern, like swinging by the handle, like a like moment before a like column of blue spirit fire blasts out of the center of this thing, like blowing away what remains of the top of the observatory, and streaking up into the darkness above. You now have 2 of these.
I don't have a backpack of any kind, do I?
What's better
Nope,
than
so
one
you're
and
probably
two?
dual wielding
Stepping
lanterns.
as you run.
Yep, we're dual wielding lanterns, boys. Let's go. I'm just gonna Misty Step and
Are you just flinging them like nunchucks? Like,
can I have Ghost Lantern nunchucks?
No.
Yeah, they're gonna clink against each other and cause a huge explosion.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
don't.
you get Ghost Lantern nunchucks, but if you accidentally like mess it up and nut yourself with them, you do get haunted genitals. That's the drawback.
It's like
Stop
banging,
being mean to his wife.
Yeah.
She suffered enough.
banging them together just causes a nuclear explosion. It's like splitting atoms. Like, it's just,
Okay, so you Misty
it's real
Step
bad.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The only clear space that you can reach is here. With a 30-foot Misty Step.
Yes, but I also have movement,
Okay.
and I'm gonna just dive, just dogpile through everybody and take an attack of opportunity. Oh no, it's clear.
No, it's
Unless this guy Catty Corner is.
Oh yeah, that guy Catty Corner is gonna. He'll use
I know,
his reaction to
if I just kind of like pop up in front of him and then like
yeah,
look
he'll
at
use
this
his
way.
reaction to take a swing. He gets an 11.
Like a douchebag.
Alrighty.
The power of bullshit compels you.
Okay. Rogers, Rana, Viren, and Sinclair are gonna go.
Run.
Rogers is going to shove Rana into you, Osrius.
Okay.
As he's like trying to, she's like not.
Oh, yeah,
moving,
yeah.
Like at this point, and he's getting like. He's trying to like get her out, but he's not able to like go fast enough with her, and these things are starting to like claw at his back. He just shoves her into you, with his action.
And I immediately put her behind me.
Yeah. So you sort of
So I
like
wanna
stuff
just,
her behind
like-
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Just put her on your back like a koala and start running.
If he's a rogue, he can bonus action disengage, and I'm hoping he does so.
Yeah, he will do that. He'll bonus action disengage and get the hell out of here. He'll
Hell
move through
yeah.
and get to here.
Cool. Because I'm going to turn around. And as soon as my turn goes.
Sinclair is gonna have to do the same. He's gonna disengage and get like he kind of like limps through the area here. He tucks and rolls between you two guys and gets into here.
He got a shit push.
Yeah, he managed to huck one of them down a pit, but he paid for it pretty badly.
Pretty badly.
Alrighty.
Hey, he's about to disintegrate. That ain't not a
Lady
small
Viren
thing.
begins to prepare a spell in the hallway here. She's been like waiting. I said she was like, waiting to do something. She begins to prepare a spell as like the last of you guys like round the corner and start to get into this this opening. She's gonna hold a spell for like the group of you to get back like through this little alcove here into this, and then she will cast something.
Okay.
Okay, that is going to be her turn. Rana is kind of starting to like snap out of it a little bit. She doesn't resist you sort of like shoving her past. But as she like gets together a little bit, you see she starts to focus, and the like scar runes all along her like body begin to like glow faintly as she begins to draw power in. Back to the top of the order. That brings us to you's interests.
Okay. I can't see, but I assume those guys are near me. Yeah.
Oh
got
yeah, let me
two
zoom
on
in.
you.
They're back in front of you.
Okay. And Viren is essentially like right behind me, ready to drop this one.
She's
out
like
of her way.
here, near
Okay.
where Brahm is, near the stairs.
Okay.
But you
I'm
see,
going-
she's got like a spell like held
held.
between her hands, and she's like ready to let it go as soon as like
We're all out
she's
of
like
the way.
watching you guys like to clear this doorway.
And who's right next to me? Of my
Osrius is
Osrius.
right behind you, with Rana right behind him,
Roz, Rana,
and Ayla
and
right behind her.
Okay.
Now's the time to
Um,
run. Just get out.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I want to get out and get out safely is the thing. So I'm going to grab Rana's hand, and I'm just gonna go. We gotta get out of here, and hoping that she will go with me. I'm going to dimension door us
Oh, okay,
down the stairs.
sure,
Perfect.
you can do that.
Which clears two of us out of the way. I'm trusting that Alar and Oz will just book it and clear
Sure.
for Viren.
Oh, I'm
That's my
delighted because now I've got a clear path to give us a
Yeah.
slow pursuit.
Yeah, so it says, yeah, I can, like, how high up was the tower? Like, how many feet up?
I mean, theoretically, you could dimension door yourself to like the base of the tower where you guys came in if you wanted to.
I don't want to go that close in case there's something, like, guys down there, like,
Sure.
waiting for us, but
Okay.
I'm gonna get
Lowish. down.
3/4-ish of the way and wait for my friends to catch up so that we're not fighting through a crowd.
Cool. Alrighty, then Osrius, that brings us to you.
Alright, well, I'm running.
Okay.
out.
So, 5 to 50, 20. Yeah, so I can just pretty
I
much.
think these guys take some fire damage on your way out.
Yeah. So, yeah, bonus action.
Little Goliath fart cloud action.
Yeah, a little fart cloud. They just take 3 damage.
Alrighty.
Alright, that's it. For me.
Okay. Brahm.
Well, Zidra sort of did what I was kind of gonna do.
Grab a buddy!
Grab
I was
grab
gonna,
Rogers
I was gonna wait for
Rogers?
her spell to go
or
off,
Sinclair.
and-
He's pretty bad. In fact,
Right,
if you want
yeah.
to heal him,
So-
he's
You can
pretty
hold
bad
your
off.
action to dimension door for Viren to cast her spell.
I thought Rana was the one holding the spell.
Rana was starting to gather
Yeah.
energy. Viren is holding a spell at the ready, standing next to you on the top of the stairwell.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm gonna like hold my action that like he will cast his spell and then I will dimension door us.
Okay. Alrighty. Then, Brahm, you hold an action. Okay, creature's turn. Here's what I think is gonna happen. I think Lady Viren's gonna release her spell because
They're-
like as they start to move, you guys are in enough that she's gonna do this. It's not where she wanted to put it, but it's what she's gonna do. She is going to drop her spell and she is going to release a wall of force, and
That's nice.
bring a barrier up here.
Beautiful.
Nice.
The first like 2 of these guys that come around the corner like smash into it and bounce off. You see more of them come around the corner as they like start to come in your direction. And the first ones that bounce off, she shouts to you, Alar. It will only buy you a moment. The beams. And then like Brahm grabs her and the 2 of them dimension doorway.
That's all I need.
So what's going to happen is these things, several of them bounce off, and then one of them like charges up. and like fires the disintegration beam, and it stops like 6 inches from your face, where it hits the wall of force, and the wall of force instantly like basically the disintegration and the wall of force negate each other. The protection vanishes, but she basically provided you like a one-shot shield that protected you from that beam. And that brings us to you and Walter's turn. You have been bought an extra round with which to get a move on.
I'm yelling at Walter, go, 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 go! And we're running forward. I am going to bonus action dash. My action is to cast web behind us.
Cool.
So,
like in the door?
Yeah, in the doorway. So let me... basically, yeah. So 20-foot area, so...
Oh, I can't draw.
Here-ish. As I'm, kind of pushing everyone on ahead, like, go, go!
And cool. Alrighty.
And we're running.
Okay, so here's what's happening. You guys begin to sprint down the tower. You hear these things like hit this web and begin to like push their way through. After a few moments, you hear the like telltale of like a beam like blasting through the web. But as you guys are like rounding these spiral staircases, you catch up to Zintris. You all begin to like run together. The top of the tower ceases to be.
I say, there's something I wanted to do with my turn real fast.
Go ahead.
I was going to hand the second Ghost Lantern to Rana.
Okay.
And say, like, you figured out how to use this energy. This is your battery now.
Okay.
So I'm just going to hand that off to her. So
she will carry it. Okay. She takes it, like holds it against her, and you begin to run. The top of the tower ceases to be. Essentially like a mushroom cloud of energy, like shoots up that central shaft, blows the top of the observatory off. The central shaft of the tower, like pieces of it begin to like blast outwards as you guys are running down the spiral. The creatures giving you chase like cannot possibly have survived that explosion, as the top of the tower like blows apart, and you feel this like quake go through the entire mountain as some sort of a chain reaction seems to be setting off like down further and further and further and further, giving you the impression that this shaft filled with these lanterns descended like all the way down into the mountain, and it is now like blasting apart from inside. You guys clear the outside of the tower as like bits of debris are like flying overhead, raining down. Duck for cover under the standing doorway of the tower. There are prisoners like running to and fro. The guards, the wardens that you see, you gauge that they are not being occupied anymore. They're still like active and moving around, but like nothing that's happening seems to be triggering that like programming to cause them to like get aggressive, as people are just like sort of running around. But they are not behaving in a way that indicates that like there are people piloting them still. So like wardens kind of rove aimlessly around this area. People are like running to and fro. There's like pieces of tower like raining from the sky. The entire mountain containing the Estelgath like rumbles in a huge tremor. And after a few moments, everything grows still and quiet. That faint illumination that had been like trickling to the ceiling is now this like almost like an irradiated haze like covering the entire area, and it seems to like settle down, and there's like almost like a fine layer of like vaguely glowing dust accumulating on your like clothes and hair. In the silence after this explosion, you guys kind of look around. You see like the confused faces of other prisoners. There is a considerable amount of damage has been done to the settlement everywhere around that you can see. And then you hear from the wastes out in the expanse outside the safety of the Estelgath, you hear a legionous multitude of inhuman, screeching, screaming howls. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Damn.
Ah, wonderful. That's where we have to
All
go.
gonna die.
Woo! We didn't get disintegrated, so I mean,
No,
Yeah.
we might get torn apart.
I'd rather be torn apart than disintegrated.
Would you?
Yeah, kind of.
Dennis's disintegrating is just instantaneous and fast. Torn apart is slow and terrible.
He can resist tearing.
Yeah, he takes half damage, so it actually takes longer
I can
for
have.
him to be torn
Yeah,
apart.
I can.
He's a
More
masochist.
tear.
He likes the way it hurts.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Can't half a beam.
Alrighty, well, hey, that's our session tonight. We will be back here next week on the somethingth.
Something.
14th.
Can't get
That
my calendar
day.
open.
Pi Day.
Pi Day.
For
Better.
Pi Day, Pirates on Pi Day.
Oh, boy.
Next week.
I'm making a pie.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody
bring
better
pie.
be having pie.
I'll make a note for myself. Pie.
What kind of pie you bring is up to you. Pizza pie,
He's gonna
peach
do
pie.
You know the
He's gonna
Shepherd
do
pie.
the apple. He's gonna do the apple with the slice of cheese on top of it.
Oh God. You will be judged harshly if you pick a crappy choice. Anyway, next week is going to be Pirates. The week after that will be these fools again as they attempt to make their mad dash and escape the Estelgath and this nightmare plane that they find themselves in.
Here's hoping.
Here is hoping. So, once again, thank you guys, my players, as always, for joining me. Thank you all at home who hung out with us this fine evening. And be sure to keep an eye on our various channels and things like that. For all of the stuff going on this month. It is, of course, the March to Gary Con. Keep an eye out for Gary Con related stuff that we're doing here on this channel, and of course check out all of their Gary Con Twitch channel and just Google up Gary Con, you'll find him. But we'll be taking part in that and doing a few special performances as part of the convention this year.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, I will release you back from whence you all came. Have a good night. We will see you next time. Bye.